Alright, welcome everybody to another BDA Boxing transmission. This is your host, Mr. BDA. I'm glad everybody could be on board now. In the last podcast, we were talking about Gennady Golovkin versus Saul Alvarez. The rematch going to be taking place on September 16th. And it's very interesting because we've made videos prior to the first fight and then a couple more after the first fight. And it's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly some of the changes that each guy has to make. This is well above our pay grade. We're not experts at this, so we can't. If there are going to be any changes, they're going to have to be minute changes that we can't perceive until the fight actually happens and until they actually work. But it's interesting because Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin appear to be. There seems to be some genuine anger between them now. And I think Golovkin knows he can't let this go to the decision. And Canelo Alvarez, I think Abel Sanchez's words about him fighting too safe and not fight like a Mexican, I think they're getting under his skin. So he might try to be more aggressive. So in this video, we're going to take a look at what happens if they are more aggressive. And the way we're going to do that is by analyzing what happened in the first fight and why both guys, this is always going to be a close fight unless somebody knocks the other out, because they cancel each other's kills out so well. They're very sound defensive boxers, and that's what neutralize each other's best advantages. So we're going to take a look at that. Let's show you what we're talking about here. Alright, so here we're going to see both guys going head to head. 9th round. Now the reason why we picked this 9th round is because this is at the point where Golovkin started to get ahead a little bit with his jab, with his pity-pat punches, and he started to outwork Alvarez a little bit. Alvarez, meanwhile, got tired, but he was still energetic enough to make Golovkin miss, and he was still able to land a punch here and there, enough to make Golovkin respect him. Alright, so see them going head to head, both men trying to land big punches there, you see. And again, very few punches landing there. Both guys landed a little bit of an uppercut there. Canelo tries to go to the body. Golovkin tries to go upstairs with a hook, hits him with a jab. Alright, so let's look at it in slow motion. Slow motion here. Head to head, you see Canelo trying to go to the body. Now this is the problem, and we talked about this in the Golovkin-Canelo defense video. You can check that out. It's a two-parter. We analyze Canelo's defense and we analyze Golovkin's defense as well in two different videos. Golovkin, he regresses into a shell, becomes really compact, tucks his chin, put his gloves up, a la Juan Manuel Marquez, kind of like a peekaboo defense there on the inside. And you can see that Canelo touches him, but they're not clean shots. And Golovkin is nice and safe right there on the inside. Now, meanwhile, Canelo, again, both guys very similar. Canelo also has his high guard, his guard high, I should say. So here you see him trying to go with those shots. Nothing lands. Nothing fancy from Golovkin. Look at that. He's just standing there. But the shots aren't landing. Maybe that uppercut in the beginning got halfway through. But then here's the problem. Golovkin can't land clean either. Well, there you saw Canelo trying to go to the body, and it didn't quite work now, did it? But even Golovkin there, okay, he lands with that jab, very good. Canelo measuring him. Again, see Golovkin with that chin tucked in. Yeesh, hard to get him. And then he pulls back and he avoids the right uppercut. He touches him with another jab. So far in this sequence, Golovkin has 2 clean shots. But he tries to, again, Canelo does the same thing Triple G does. Look at it. Look how he becomes more compact. Regresses into a bit of a shell. Chin nice and tucked. And that uppercut can't really land there. Then Canelo throws an uppercut. Now that one was a clean shot. If you want to, yeah, sure. But even then, it's not enough to hurt Golovkin. Golovkin comes with a jab. Again, those body shots blocked, and look at how that right hand slides off of Golovkin's guard. So this is what I meant in the beginning of the video. Both guys cancel each other out very well with their defense. It's very hard. Both guys have to work very hard to land one punch. They have to throw in combination, 4 or 5 punches so that one partially lands. Both guys very defensively sound. And here you see Golovkin going up with a hook, didn't quite get through, and then a jab. Now in this sequence we see the problem for both guys. Again, going head to head. Here's the thing. Abel Sanchez said, well, Canelo didn't fight like a Mexican. He did fight on the inside, or he tried to at least in certain spots. But you see the difficulty here of catching Golovkin clean. And then you see the opposite here. Golovkin trying to get back at Canelo, and he can't land. And he's going big there, and every time he goes big, he misses with those wide looping shots. Again, look at that. Canelo too loosey-goosey, too slippery with that upper body movement. So let's see what happens here. Canelo with a 3-punch combination. Actually 5. A very good jab. And you see again, look at the right hand that he threw. Well, he throws an uppercut, left hook, right uppercut, jab to set up that right hand. Well, look at that. Look at Golovkin, how he tucks that chin in and the punch slides off the top of his head. Then he knows the left hook is coming, or sees it coming rather. Big miss from Canelo. Golovkin right on track, back on track. But then he tries to come back. Canelo leans back and then slides off the ropes. Golovkin does a good job of cutting off the ring, but then doesn't really throw that much. And he throws big, he misses. Kenny Bailey's almost fucking things up. Again, Canelo with that guard of his. Leans back away from the right hook. Goes head to head. Again, leans back from the right hook. Golovkin breathing heavily because it takes a lot of energy to throw those wild hooks. So he has to reset. Trying to get some... See, both guys are watching. Both guys are watching here. They're trying to find an opening. Golovkin again trying to go big. He goes big. He misses. He misses again. And you see how Canelo, after he makes him miss with the right hand. Whoop. And see how he tucks his chin in under his right shoulder because he's expecting a hook, a left hook. He's expecting to roll with it, with his shoulder. But of course it never comes, so he leans back on the ropes. Uses his elbow or forearm to push Golovkin back. Golovkin again has to take a bit of a deep breath. Again, both guys are tired. So here again, now at this point, like I said, Golovkin was outworking Canelo with those pity pat punches mostly. But he couldn't go big all the time because he knew Canelo was landing one shot here, one shot there enough to make him respect him, and he was making him miss as well. So that threw Golovkin off. Those are two things that really threw him off. So here you see Golovkin trying to work, trying to cut the ring off, trying to land, little shots here and there, enough to outwork Canelo. Canelo's still too goddamn slippery. Look at that. And then Canelo throws, and he's gonna feint. Whoop. Left hook, and he's able to get away. Again, Golovkin trying to put pressure, but that's the thing. Even a tired Canelo still has enough energy to keep you away. See what he does here? Look at Canelo's his lead foot. He steps back and he sees. See how he's pulling it back. He's pulling it back a little bit here so that he can lean. He changes angles. His head is no longer facing Golovkin. When he turns that foot, his back is now facing, his back and the front of his body are facing this way, right? The left. So all he has to do is lean back and step away, and he makes Golovkin miss, and he makes him miss big. So what happens here is that Canelo lulls you to sleep with his defense. And just when you think he's too tired and he's not going to throw back, he throws back. Now again, here you're going to see an example of him making Golovkin trying to work here, see? Not big shots, but trying to get, see that? Canelo just too slippery. He gets hit with a couple of taps here and there, but nothing big. And see that? See why Golovkin stepped back? Because he knows, all right, I threw about 6-7 punches. I landed maybe 3. But if I go big, Canelo, see that? He's getting ready there to throw a right uppercut or a right hand. Golovkin knows this. He respects Canelo's power. No matter how good a chin is, if you're taking clean shots and you don't know where they're coming from. But then again, look at that Canelo defense. Steroids or not, he's got a very good defense. Then again, so does Golovkin. Look at, he just ended up working here. Couple of taps. And then Canelo tries to come back with a 1-2. But Golovkin does a very good job of rolling away. And half a lean, half a roll with that shot. Let's just take a look at it one last time in slow motion. Look at that. Oh, he twists the head too a little bit to the right. Here you see again, both guys stand in their ground. And you saw what happened there. Canelo went to the body. Alright, and I went too far. Alright, Canelo goes to the body. Golovkin steps back, hands down, takes a bit of a breather. Now before the fight, we made a video and we said Golovkin doesn't like it to the body. Every time he gets hit to the body, he has to take a step back and a breather. And people say, well, that's a technique from the Eastern Europe where you breathe out, like some bullshit. I don't know. Of course you have to breathe out when somebody hits your gut. you don't actually strain your abdominal muscles, you actually have to breathe out. But the thing is, Golovkin doesn't like it to the body, and I know nobody likes it to the body, but he particularly has a bit of a soft spot there. And Canelo's a very good bullet puncher, and despite the fact that he couldn't quite get the cleanest body punches that he went on Golovkin, if he goes enough to the body, he might be able to discourage him. Now, here's a couple of clips from the Golovkin body punching video we did back last year. See there him taking body shots. Here you see Jacobs backing him up. They're not the cleanest shots, but they're hard enough, and they're backing Golovkin up. That's what Canelo needs to do. Keep working the body. He abandoned the body after the 4th round. So anyway, here you see both guys again going head to head, and here Canelo has to throw 3 shots to land 1 partial shot. That's why he needs to be able to have the energy to throw in combinations throughout the fight, because after the 4th round, that's when his stamina really started to go down, and that's when he started giving rounds away to Gennady Golovkin. But see, the problem here again, Canelo just too good at defense, even when he's tired. And see, let's go back a little bit. Golovkin tried to... This was after Canelo threw a combination, and so Golovkin knows, okay, it takes him a lot of energy to get those combinations off. So after he throws a combination, I'm gonna go after him. So he tries to go after him. Look at it, gets a little bit too sloppy. Canelo's on the ropes, and what does Golovkin do? He steps back. Canelo with his hands down. Now I know it's the end of the round, both guys are tired, but still, it's Golovkin's fault too. He was a little bit too tentative. Now I understand why he was tentative. He was getting hit with some big shots every now and then. So he's gonna have to go back to the jab, pity-pat here and there. He has no other choice. Canelo, if he improves his defense, I mean his stamina, he can go farther in those head-to-head exchanges where he did have some success, where Golovkin's hand speed isn't as good as Canelo, so Canelo has an advantage there on the inside. He can weave under those big hooks, but it's still dangerous when you're facing a big puncher like Golovkin. And with those 10-ounce gloves, you get hit on the elbows, you get hit on the top of the head. Let me tell you something, that hurts. You're not wearing headgear in there. They're not wearing 16-ounce gloves. They're wearing 10-ounce gloves, no headgear, and everything hurts the next day if you're going toe-to-toe with somebody for 12 rounds. So both guys are in a bit of a bind, but then again, that's why they're getting paid millions, because it is a tough fight, and they are expected to take some punishment. Bucho said he has a vibe going into this fight. He thinks this fight's going to be entertaining. He thinks it's going to be more entertaining than the first one. He thinks somebody gets hurt in this one. I think Recognize the Matrix 2 in the podcast said the same thing, and a couple of other people in the hangout, in the hang on the podcast, they have a feeling this might just end up being an action-packed fight. Both guys, again, the hate is there. Canelo more for Abel Sanchez. Golovkin has hate for Canelo for what he did and the cheating and the way he acted after he got caught cheating. So all of a sudden, this fight gets a little bit more interesting. So guys, tell us where we got right, tell us where we got wrong. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one, folks. Take care.